The 1970s were a decade of excitement and change. Women's rights reached new heights and television reflected those changes with shows like MASH, Policewoman, and One Day at a Time. If you were watching TV in the 70s, then you probably know that there are some seriously memorable female characters from your favorite shows. Let's take a look at some of these ladies who have left an impression on their fans to this day. Lynda Carter, Wonder Woman. Born in 1951, Lynda is best known for playing Wonder Woman in the live-action DC comic book television series in the 1970s. Born and raised in Arizona, Carter won Miss World USA in 1972 and gained national attention. During the early 70s, she studied acting at a number of New York acting schools and started making small appearances on network shows. She was running out of money and close to returning to Arizona when her manager told her she had landed the role of Wonder Woman. In our mind, Lynda Carter will always be the best, most heroic, and hottest version of Wonder Woman. Farrah Fawcett, Charlie's Angels. Farrah began her career in the 1960s working in commercials and small TV roles. By the 1970s, her career was picking up with recurring roles in Harry-O and The $6 Million Man. Ironically, her iconic red swimsuit poster sold an incredible 6 million copies the first year it was released. Fawcett's breakout role was on the hit show Charlie's Angels as private investigator Jill Monroe. In 2006, Farrah was diagnosed with cancer and underwent treatment. To inspire others battling cancer, she made a documentary about her struggles called Farrah Story, which aired just 5 weeks before her passing away at the age of 62. Erin Gray, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Beginning her career as a model, Erin earned her first assignment when she was only 14 years old. She later moved to New York and by 1975 was a top TV model earning $100,000 a year. She then began to audition for television as she had developed an interest in acting. This led to her signing with Universal Studios and landing the role of Colonel Wilma Deering in the TV show Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Erin saw it as an early example of a strong female character that was an important role model to young women, showing that a woman can be in charge. Lonnie Anderson, WKRP in Cincinnati. Lonnie is best known for her role as Jennifer Marlowe on WKRP in Cincinnati, for which she received 3 Golden Globes and 2 Emmy Award nominations. She began her career in 1966 with a little part in the film Nevada Smith. Then she was unemployed for nearly a decade before finally getting guest roles in the mid-70s. After seeing her in a guest star role on the sitcom Three's Company, the execs at ABC offered her the role on WKRP in Cincinnati because they thought she had the body of Jane Mansfield and the innocent sexuality of Marilyn Monroe. To us, though, she'll always be the best of both Jane and Marilyn. Adrienne Barbeau, Maude. Adrienne had no intention of becoming a sex symbol, but that's exactly what happened to her. She began her career in a very colorful way, working for the New York mob and later starring on Broadway in Grease. She gained her first television exposure as Carol Trainer, the divorced daughter of Maude Findlay on the 1970s sitcom Maude. In the 1980s, she began appearing in science fiction and horror movies including The Fog, Escape from New York, and Creepshow. Barbeau's fame as a sex symbol was solidified by the success of her 1978 cheesecake poster. From showgirl to TV star to star of cult film classics, Adrienne is one hot, versatile, and talented actor. Suzanne Summers, Three's Company. Known as Chrissy Snow on the popular sitcom Three's Company, Suzanne began acting in the late 1960s and early 70s. Small roles on TV and bit parts in movies were coming in when Summers was spotted on The Tonight Show by then ABC president Fred Silverman. At his request, she auditioned for the part of Chrissy Snow and was hired the day before taping of the pilot episode was to begin. The show was an instant hit with viewers, and Summers became an overnight fan favorite. The media hailed her as the show's breakthrough star and established her reputation as a worldwide sex symbol. Valerie Bertinelli, One Day at a Time. Valerie was invited to audition for the part of daughter Barbara Cooper in the sitcom One Day at a Time after appearing in an episode of the TV series Apple's Way. She was only 15 years old at the time when the show premiered. Appearing in 208 of the 209 episodes filmed, Valerie went on to star in several made-for-TV movies and miniseries and made many guest appearances on various television shows. That includes the 2005 One Day at a Time reunion special, where she was reunited with fellow cast members Bonnie Franklin, Mackenzie Phillips, and Pat Harrington Jr. Valerie continues to work in television to this day and is still as hot as ever. Suzanne Pleshette, The Bob Newhart Show. Suzanne started her career on Broadway in the play Compulsion. She then went on to do film work with her best remembered part in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Dabbling in television, Suzanne had many guest appearances in shows like One Step Beyond, The Invaders, and The Wild Wild West. Following an appearance on The Tonight Show, producers cast her as Bob Newhart's wife on the popular sitcom The Bob Newhart Show, where she received 2 Emmy nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Suzanne continued to appear on television and film throughout the 80s and 90s, and finally passed away from cancer in 2007. Angie Dickinson, policewoman. While in her teens, Angie participated in a local Miss America preliminary. This piqued the interest of a casting agent, and then a television producer took note and urged her to seek a career as an actress. She made her television debut in an episode of Death Valley Days. Angie wasn't interested in being a sex symbol, though, and made her mark as a femme fatale. In 1974, she appeared in the series Police Story and was so popular that NBC gave Angie her own regular series called Policewoman. She was the first woman to be a female lead in a popular dramatic television series. Whether she intended to be a sex symbol or not, Angie Dickinson became one anyway, and we are all grateful for it. Lindsay Wagner, the Bionic Woman. Lindsay worked as a contract player in a variety of Universal movies beginning in 1971. Her network television debut was in the Adam 12 series. In 1975, Wagner portrayed Jamie Summers, Colonel Steve Austin's childhood sweetheart, in an episode of The $6 Million Man. Her character is badly injured in a skydiving accident and is fitted with bionic implants, but her body rejects them, resulting in her death. It was supposed to be Wagner's final role under her Universal contract, but public response was so strong that her death was revised into a near-death secret recovery. She then returned in a 2-part episode and a spin-off series titled The Bionic Woman, which premiered in January of 1976. Kate Jackson, Charlie's Angels. Kate began her career as a page and an NBC tour guide at the network's Rockefeller Center before earning a part on the 1960s Gothic daytime soap opera Dark Shadows. She then starred as Tracy Collins in Night of Dark Shadows, the second feature film based on the daytime serial. She was also a nurse in the 1970s crime series The Rookies, which ran for 4 seasons. Jackson met with producers in 1975 to discuss her starring in another television series called The Alley Cats. The producers wanted to change the title and asked Kate what she wanted to call it. She answered Charlie's Angels, referring to a painting of 3 female angels on the wall behind them. Kate Jackson is a true 70s sex symbol. Loretta Swit, MASH. Loretta began her career in theater in the late 1960s and went to Hollywood in 1969, where she starred in guest roles in various TV shows. In 1972, she was cast in the iconic television series MASH as the lusty, skilled head nurse, Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan. Her character was unmarried and naively patriotic in the first few seasons. She had no friends among the camp doctors and nurses, with the exception of her married boyfriend, Major Frank Burns. Her character softened over time and she gradually got close to her fellow officers. Swit was one of just 4 cast members that remained with the program for all 11 seasons. She truly is the hot in Hot Lips Houlihan. Jacqueline Smith, Charlie's Angels. Jacqueline made her television debut in Charlie's Angels on March 21, 1976. The series starred Smith, Kate Jackson, and Farrah Fawcett as private detectives for Townsend Associates, a detective firm owned by a reclusive multimillionaire whom the ladies had never seen. The show was a huge hit, prompting the network to go into series production with all of the main characters in place. Jacqueline stayed with the show for all 5 seasons and also reprised her role as Kelly Garrett in a cameo appearance in the 2003 movie Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Smith also designed her own women's apparel in the 80s and was one of the first celebrities to create their own brand rather than just endorsing other brands. Smart, savvy, and sexy, that's Jacqueline Smith. Catherine Bach, the Dukes of Hazzard. Catherine auditioned for the role of Daisy Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard, even though the producers were looking for a Dolly Parton look-alike. She was hired on the spot. The producers had their own costume ideas, but Bach wanted to bring a handmade t-shirt, cut-off denim shorts, and high heels. The rest is Hazzard's history. Bach made a Daisy Duke poster that sold 5 million copies and made a sensation when Nancy Reagan took a liking to it after Bach sent one to the White House as a gift for one of her old school teachers who worked there. Her legs were also insured for $1 million while she was on the show. To TV viewers, Catherine Bach will always be the incredibly hot Daisy Duke. Well, that's it for now. Let me know if I missed any of your favorites in the comments below. If you'd like to see more of this type of content, click the link on the screen and tune in for more classic TV and movie trivia, reviews, and retrospectives on Rerun Zone. Goodbye for now.